Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I got a really cool video for you guys, because whenever I do news videos, it's usually covering somebody else talking to Blizzard, but for whatever reason, Blizzard decided to give me, and also Crystal, the opportunity to interview a Blizzard developer, specifically Alec, who is the lead hero designer over at the Overwatch team, where we got to basically ask him anything that we wanted. Yeah, I know, I'm as surprised as you. They let this jabroni ask anything that they want to somebody that makes the game of Overwatch. Now, of course, while we have the right to ask them anything, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna answer everything. But Alec was able to give us a little bit of information of up-and-coming hero changes to all of our favorite heroes like Mei! Okay, maybe I'm the only one that's excited for Mei changes, but Mercy! We're gonna start with Mercy changes because of one single reason. A lot of people want Mercy to be changed. However, Mercy mains want Mercy to be changed with a buff, and Mercy haters want Mercy to be changed with a nerf. And Alec told us that in the near future, we could be seeing both aspects about Mercy changing.
Yes, we are looking at Mercy. Yes, we're looking at making some changes, perhaps in Season 4. We're looking at that healing in terms of the 50% bonus to low health targets.
Now, for anyone that doesn't keep up with hero changes frequently, Mercy did receive a buff to her healing where she gives 50% more heals to an ally that is under half health. And in conjunction with that, she also has a brand new passive called Sympathetic Recovery, where Mercy heals herself for 25% more if she's yellow beaming someone. So when you're playing as Mercy, it's great because you're able to provide your teammates some more heals than if you were to play possibly somebody else because of those heal changes. But when playing against that Mercy, or rather the hero that is getting yellow beamed by that Mercy, it can be extremely frustrating because they're not dying, because they're just instantly getting healed back up, and so that can be extremely frustrating because, well, nothing's dying. So Alec and the Overwatch team kind of came to this conclusion that it's just way too much heal and something needs to be done. And I know that when Mercy mains hear that, they kind of freak out because they felt that their hero already got nerfed. Well, yes, there are some better aspects about Mercy, this 50% heal boost. That Guardian Angel nerf was so drastic to the point where they felt like this change was an overall nerf. So when they hear that the healing boost, or possibly her passive where she gets a 25% heal boost whenever she's yellow beaming someone, could potentially change, then that just kind of makes it even more frustrating as a Mercy main hearing that. So my theory is that they probably are going to nerf Mercy's healing, whether it's potentially giving her only a 30% heal boost or a 25% heal boost. I don't know the exact numbers because Alec didn't tell us, but no matter what Blizzard decides to nerf as terms of Mercy, there also needs to be something given to her as terms of a buff, whether it's reverting back her Guardian Angel or making it so that she's just less of this yellow bleed pocket hero and that is a lot more interactive and just overall fun to play. But at the very least, we do know that Mercy is being looked at, and come Season 4, we should see these changes be implemented into the game, which is in about a month or so, along with other good quality of life changes like Mercy pistol sensitivity changes, but also bug fixes, like specifically regeneration to her health while valking. They said that that wasn't intentional, that should be fixed come Season 4 as well. But now we finally get to talk about the hero that I care about the most, my princess, my baby girl, Mei. As many people already know, I main Mei. She is my favorite hero, so you bet my frustration and overall depression were surely caused by the fact that Blizzard removed her freeze ability going into Overwatch 2. While everybody else was getting brand new abilities and reworks, Mei was just simply nerfed. Nothing else was added. No new ability, no new passive, no new cool things. Like, literally, she was just nerfed and left alone. While yes, her primary from afar does do more damage, that's the thing though, is that it just makes Mei an overall boring DPS hero to play. Whereas with her freeze, you allowed yourself to have a moment in time where you can punish somebody, where you can show that you were better than them by being able to freeze them, icicle them, and get that insta kill. And I expressed this frustration, and Alex said that there is gonna be some future changes done to her primary form of fire.
For Mei in particular, we're actually working on some changes. There might be some that slow build up coming back into her kit. She won't completely freeze, but maybe she adds a debuff to someone and they're slowed for a certain amount of time.
However, he did stress that they probably wouldn't add the whole entire freeze back to her hero kit, because that's the whole point of Overwatch 2 existing, is to try to remove most of the frustrating CC, where Mei's freeze was probably the most frustrating part and was quite literally the first announced change going into Overwatch 2. While she already does have a semi-slow, I think they would turn it up just by a little bit so that while you're not going to completely freeze the enemy team, it's something where you can really punish somebody that is out of position to the point where you feel like you're actually doing something rather than just trying to slowly kill them. You can slowly punish them while also slowly killing them. But the hero changes don't stop there, because the hero that everybody has been complaining about day in and day out is Cassidy, ironically, because his Madden grenade was an ability that already got reworked from the flashbang grenade, but people feel like it's still way too powerful, and Alec did agree that it does way too much damage.
We're actually looking right now at how to alleviate some of the bigger frustrations with it, where it's, hey, why does it, follow me for crazy amounts of time and things like that. So we're looking at like some of the engineering behind, how it targets.
And while most people are echoing the same thing, Mana Grenade does way too much damage, the thing that Alec talked about nerfing was the targeting aspect about the Magna Grenade, because most times you don't have to even be on target, you can just kind of be near the target and the Magna Grenade will do most of the work. And while it's less frustrating to know that you died from a flashbang and fan the hammer combo, it's still frustrating to know that if you get stick, okay, I can't do anything, I'm finna just die, I guess. Because god dang, 130 damage, that's a lot of damage. But then again, you also have to remember that there was even talks about nerfing the overall damage to the Magnet Grenade and trying to make it a little bit more like the original flashbang, not its entirety, but trying to add more synergy in his hero kit. Because right now, there's no point to use the fan the hammer unless you're going up against a tank, which even then, just fire from a distance and you probably do more damage while also putting yourself in a less sticky situation. So what I could see happening is potentially nerfing the targeting so that it does less of the work for you while also trying to do less damage, but maybe adding a little bit of a slow element. Like if you're stuck by the Mana Grenade, you can only walk at like say 75%, but it only does like say 90 damage. But I do want to stress that that's just my idea. Alec didn't talk about numbers or what they're actually going to change to detail for detail. That's just what I think would be the best when it comes to the Mana Grenade. But who knows, we could just potentially see Flashbang make a return too. But another hero rework that Alec alluded to is a Sombra Rework, which I just find so funny. And not because like it's funny that Sombra's bad, but because Sombra already got heavily reworked going into Overwatch 2, and then she got nerfed, she became the worst hero, and now Blizzard's met with the task of reworking her for a third time. It's like Symmetra all over again.
I think going into it, what we're looking at is not just nerfing her, not just making her less fun to play. We still want Sombra players to enjoy her. Maybe there's something new for her when she comes out. There's a new toy in terms of like an ability or something in her kit that's very different.
So I was very surprised to hear that Sombra could be potentially getting a brand new ability, or in the words of Alex, a brand new toy to try to either rework or buff Sombra. In the words of what a toy is, basically think of like Orissa's Javelin. Either potentially we could be seeing this brand new ability replacing maybe her translocator or replacing her invisibility, because they just can't figure out how to make this hero work. Because I will admit, it's very hard to balance out Sombra because she's so unique. No other hero can go invisible. No other hero can hack health packs while also hacking heroes. And I mean, we saw both foils of Sombra in the beginning of season 1 where she was completely overpowered, and now we see it in season 3 where she's probably the worst DPS hero, possibly even the worst hero just in general. In my personal opinion, while it definitely was frustrating to face against a beginning season 1 Sombra, I do felt like towards the end of the season, the meta just kind of corrected itself to the point where Sombra wasn't this dire must-pick DPS hero. She was still powerful, where Sombra mains could definitely do way more work than any other DPS hero, but it wasn't something that everyone could just pick up and automatically win. So maybe meeting somewhere in the happy middle, where we have the season 3 Sombra, which is god-awful, and beginning of season 1 Sombra, which is godlike, meeting in the middle, where maybe you don't give her that strong of a hack buff with damage, like rather it being 40%, but also rather than being at 25%, maybe you have it at like 30 or 35%. Or something that I thought would at least help me whenever I play Sombra is to increase her speed whenever she's invisible, because something that I always run into is that I'm in the fight like half the time because I'm always going back and forth to my translocator. I'll fully admit that's probably a skill issue where I shouldn't be so scared where I gotta scurry back to my translocator, but maybe that can be a little bit more appealing to new Sombra players such as myself, but also super beneficial for Sombra mains where they don't have to spend half the, or maybe even a quarter of the time just going back and forth to their translocator. Because I'll be honest, when I hear that Sombra is getting getting a brand new toy, I just think to myself, well, why don't we give a brand new ability to someone like Pharah or Tracer instead? Well, they might not necessarily need it. These heroes are so simple, while Sombra is so complex and unique on its own. Let's try to rework the hero kit that has already been established, because it is so cool, because Sombra mains already like this hero. Why should I change it just because we can't figure out how to balance it? But overall, it does seem like Blizzard is still wanting to balance a lot of the heroes that people are frustrated with, whether it's Mercy, whether it's Cassidy, whether it's Sombra. Shoot, Alec even talked about Roadhog and felt that they nerfed him a little bit too hard, but just know that Blizzard is still looking at a lot of these heroes and looking to make them better, maybe in more periodic time periods rather than just big batches. But once again, let me know what you think about these changes that are probably all going to be coming in Season 4 and Season 5, and I will see you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.